Brainwave, a semi-cooperative game for 3 to 6 players. To set it up, put the red square and blue circle cards in the middle of the table. Give each player one set of 6 number cards and one score card. Make sure the number 8 is pointing towards you. Shuffle the word cards to create a draw pile. The game is played across multiple rounds. In each round, there is a word selection phase followed by a clue-giving phase. Each round, players will either lose a point or keep their current score. You will use your scorecard to keep track. To begin a round, flip 2 word cards. Place one under the red square and one under the blue circle. All players silently inspect the cards. Your goal is to pick 2 words, one from each card, that are related in some way and that you think at least one other player will pick as well. For example, you might pick out the 2 words bite and sting. As you choose your 2 words, silently think of a one-word clue that could link them together. In this example, your clue might be bug or pest. To make your selection, look at the number next to each word and whether the word appears under the red square or the blue circle. Use 2 of your number cards to make your selection. Orient them so your choice appears in the upper left corner of each card and hold them in your hand. Place your other 4 number cards face down on the table to indicate that you've made your selection. But make sure you keep your chosen cards in your hand and secret from the other players. Once all players have secretly selected their 2 words, the clue-giving phase begins. The player who made their selection first gets to go first. She says her one-word clue aloud. Any other player who thinks they selected the same 2 words as the player giving the clue raises their hand. If you do not think you picked the same 2 words, stay silent and do nothing. Any player who raised their hand now reveals their word choice along with the clue giver. If your word choice agrees with the clue giver, you do not lose a point. However, if your choice differs from the clue giver, then you do lose a point. The clue giver only loses a point if no one raises their hand or if their choice does not match at least one person who did raise their hand. If there is more than one player left with unrevealed cards, then the next clue giver becomes the first person with unrevealed cards to the left of the previous clue giver, and the process repeats. She gives her clue, and as before, anyone with unrevealed cards may raise their hand if they think they picked the same 2 words. The same rule for losing points applies to each new clue-giving turn, and this continues until either everyone has revealed their cards, or there is only one player left with unrevealed cards, in which case that one remaining player automatically loses a point. If you lost a point during the round, then rotate your scorecard to decrease it by 1. Your current score should always be pointing toward you. Simply flip it over to go from 5 to 4. To start the next round, gather your number cards back into your hand and flip over 2 new word cards. The game ends when 1 or more players lose their final point. The player or players with the most remaining points are the winners. There are a few rules for clue giving to prevent cheating, but you can refer to these as needed. Now go play.